Hello and welcome to a new video. We have the community day today where we can try out the Rollout Alolan Golem here, which is a very interesting Pokemon. We're gonna talk a little bit more about it later, as we're gonna bait here with my Rock Throw. I have the Rock Blast, and the Wild Charge at the moveset here because I thought, okay, we already have some Rock type damage with our Quick Move, then we don't need like Stone Edge or anything like this. Yeah, like Rock Blast, the Wild Charge definitely was a good moveset. Maybe it was the better moveset, but definitely the damage from the Rock type Quick Move was not there. Like literally you did no damage whatsoever with that. Like don't even think about the typing of this move. It's basically lock on, to be honest, and a little bit worse, and 3 turns, which is still in general a little bit worse. You're gonna see some matchups later on against the flying types like Gyarados, where I really wish I had the Volt Switch, but you see the damage it does with the Quick Move, and let me tell you, it's not a lot. But of course we have the Energy Generation, which is close to the Lock On, which is kind of cool. It's the closest other move to Lock On. Before, like, the fastest other move other than Lock On was the Mud Shot, the Psycho Cut, and the Thunder Shock. And nowadays also the Poison Sting as well. I think Poison Sting has the same stats as all those. Now this move is the closest to the Lock On Energy Generation, which is kind of cool, of course, especially if you have like stuff like the Wild Charge, which just hits hard. But maybe directly because of this thing you should run the Stone Edge instead, just to have new potential, because your Quick Move doesn't really do damage. Well, we actually farmed on some here, but look at the damage against the Gyarados. It's super effective damage and you do literally nothing. But we have, of course, the Wild Charge, which is enough here, and we see another Togekiss coming in here, and we can go for another Wild Charge. Can we win this game still? This does some damage, but can we get to a move? Does it do enough? We go for the Dragon Claw here, and it does not enough, but our Dragon Breath does enough, and we're gonna be able to win this game just barely against this Togekiss. Yeah, like, we have a weird team here. We have the Dragonite in the lead. I wanted to try out Dragonite again because I haven't used this Pokemon for like ages. Literally, I had no team recently who had used Dragonite, not even in the Open Master League. So yeah, I kind of wanted to try this thing out. And also we have the Excadrill, which is just the best Pokemon in the meta. I should have underfarmed a little bit more here. And then we have, of course, our Golem there. We have 2 Pokemon that are weak to fighting types in the back. We have 1 Pokemon that's good against fighting types in the lead. I was starting with safe swapping the Alolan Golem in this team. The thing here is we have the Excadrill in the back, and a lot of other people have the Excadrill in the back. And now look at what the Alolan Golem can do against Excadrill. Exactly nothing. So I started to safe swap the Excadrill later on, which went also well, like kind of well. I did 4 sets, I think, with this team. I went positive twice and went 2-3 the other times. It's not completely horrible, but of course we're running a Pokemon that's really, really spicy in this current meta. Like, you don't see a single Alolan Golem usually, but Wild Charge against Gyarados is always fun to hit, to be honest. As you can see here, bye-bye, we win this game. It's not completely that bad, but it's of course definitely not meta here. I'm kind of curious how good this thing gonna be in the Ultra League Premier Classic Cup. I think in this meta it should be really, really decent. And the thing is, in general, like, let's talk a little bit more about the move. Of course, this move does no damage but generates a lot of energy. The thing is, with this, you really want to have a very fast charge move that does still a lot of damage. For example, Weather Ball, for example, for the for example, if you take a look at the Swampert, which has Hydro Cannon, which only needs like 40 energy, like something in this area which does a lot of damage. We have a move in this area with the Rock Blast, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. Like, Rock Blast is a horrible move, really. So if you have a Pokemon that, for example, would have Body Slam, like the Miltank, that would get the move, I think it would be really, really amazing to see. Like, I think Miltank with the with this move might have like a really big potential there to be a good Pokemon in the Great League and in the Ultra League meta. I think in both metas this Pokemon has a lot of potential, and I really hope that we're gonna see this. But right now, this thing is more spicy, and I don't think it's really worth it. By the way, look at this. They have a 1 HP Gyarados or something in the back. We are still not able to farm them down in time. They were like, this didn't KO the Gyarados. They had like just a sliver of HP. It is insane how little damage you do with the rollout here, but the rollout animation at least looks really hilarious. As you can see, it is kind of funny. Right now also you see like me getting balls or whatever. I'm still playing during the C-Day. The C-Day is currently for me not even over. We're in the second hour of the C-Day and I'm already commentating my battles because I'm not really that interested in the Pokemon anyway, but I would like some Stardust, but like here I am, it's raining outside anyway. It's not really fun to play right now. So here we can see my opponent going for an Awkward Tail with their Gyarados. I try to farm all the way down, which works out pretty well for me. And they go to a Togekiss and I just panic and go for the Dragon Claw, which was really stupid by me. If I went for the other move, I would have put him into one range for one Rock Slide if I went for the Hurricane. But yeah, we have to see if we can still come back from this. We get the extra move through here against this Walrein. Shadow Walrein in this meta is kind of cool, especially like this is best buddy as well, like at least that's the ribbon. I don't think it's actually active, but very cool. Like the dedication for this is kind of nice, as we can still go for one Rock Slide. But of course there's not a lot that we can do now otherwise, because like yeah, it's already in the orange health, but actually we can still get to one Hurricane, and this Hurricane of course gonna be able to KO my opponent. So even though I panicked a little bit, we're gonna be able to win this game. Next up, we're gonna have the Excadrill lead. This was actually something that I saw while calculating this in general. You always win against the Excadrill in the 2-shield scenario with your Dragonite if you have Dragon Breath, as far as I know, as you just add up so much damage that basically hitting one Dragon Claw would be enough to KO him. And yeah, like you get to 3 Dragon Claws definitely in time to get like the shields and like KO the Excadrill. But I think I'm actually gonna try to let it go here now. Yeah, I thought I can farm down easily now with my Excadrill, like 4 Mudshots or something, whatever that is. Turns out I can't, and this is horrible because now I have a shield disadvantage. My opponent has switch advantage, and it looks really bad. I just try to bait out my opponent there, thinking maybe that he doesn't know that we are not at the Wild Charge yet. They don't know, and we see the Togekiss coming in, but this doesn't look too good, to be honest, for us, as we can go for one Wild Charge, which definitely doesn't KO my opponent. They actually make a smart play there, which I only realized when I hit the move, so I didn't hit the bubbles, but didn't matter anymore. They just didn't want to give me farm on my Excadrill, which is super smart, because now they can just go for one move. And never mind, we still win. For whatever reason, they didn't go for the charge move. Thanks for that. Maybe they have Hydro Pump, who knows? But yeah, good game there. In general, like, of course, this Pokemon is not cool, but I'm really hyped for the future of this move. Like, if more Pokemon get this move, for example, Donphan would be also funny with this move, as it has Body Slam, I think, as well, and Earthquake. Like, imagine Donphan, it would be actually maybe better than the counter version of it. I don't know, maybe. Like, depends, I think. But, really, if you think about this move, don't think about the typing, more think about it of a different kind of lock-on clone that's a little bit worse than that. And you have a cool move for nearly every Pokemon that would learn it. Like, it's definitely not like typing relevant. Like, you don't need stab on it to be good, because it doesn't do damage no matter what. Like, even if you have stab, it does do damage. It really depends on the rest of the moveset and of course the bulk of the Pokemon that you have. And I think Miltank would be really amazing if we get Rollout. I think they're gonna do it, otherwise I don't really see why we did get the C-Day like this. I'm pretty sure that we get the Miltank with the Rollout. I'm actually really sad that we didn't get the other Golem though. Like, if we got the other Golem with the Rollout as well, this would have been a very cool Pokemon as well, because you don't really see the normal Golem at all. Like, as at least Alolan Golem has sometimes some play in, for example, the Kanto Cup or in the Ultra League Premier Classic Cup. Like, they're all fine, but sadly the normal Golem doesn't have a good quick move yet, and of course we don't get it during the C-Day, even though we had like the other C-Day 2 months prior where we had the Alolan Sandshrew and the normal Sandshrew. I don't understand this reasoning there, but hey, Niantic being Niantic. We can go for one Dragon Claw against the Gyarados, as we can go into our Golem. We try to get to the Rock Blast in time, but we can still survive one move. We're actually not that squishy with this Pokemon. Of course, we're like also not bulky, but we are actually gonna be able to take at least one Awkward Tail always. So this is fine. We have a shield advantage, we have switch advantage, we see the Chandelure coming in, and you see how little damage I do there with my quick move. It doesn't do anything, and Chandelure is such a squishy Pokemon, it's kind of insane. As we can go into our Excadrill, they're easily gonna win this game anyway here. as we can go for one Rock Slide. This Rock Slide gonna be able to KO my opponent, and we can easily get to the Drill Run in time. They cannot farm me down, and the one Drill Run is of course enough to KO a Chandelure because it's super squishy. Still, it looks like it would resist the quick move of my Golem, which is kind of funny. So for Alolan Golem right now, I don't think the move is actually worth it. Like, I don't think the move is really worth it on the Pokemon at the current time. Maybe it depends on the meta. It might get better than Volt Switch, but the damage Volt Switch does is just very, very good, and I think it's more needed than what you get in terms of energy generation from the new move there. I think the damage really outplays it. I mean, Volt Switch is basically a 4-turn Shadow Claw clone, which is kind of cool. So yeah, like it's a really good move already, so it didn't really need this move, and it didn't really help it because it doesn't have like something like, I don't know, Wither Ball Rock or something like this. But yeah, definitely still a cool move. I like that it's not a clone of something. I like that it's actually a completely new type of move, even though it's very close to, for example, Snarl or Bullet Seed. I really enjoy that we see some more stuff that's like new-ish, while we completely get wrecked by my opponent here, by the way. They just gonna shield up and I'm gonna surrender there. There's nothing I can do. Of course, not every game can go very well here. We see the Garchomp in the lead. They go into the Metagross. We have our Extra. I actually never really know how I want to play this matchup here, because the Dragon usually doesn't KO from the like full HP version. But like, thankfully my opponent shielded there. They go for the Media Mesh bait, and they're gonna go for the Media Mesh at the same time as I go for the Drill Run, which is not cool. But like, after one shield, you definitely would KO against the thing with one Drill Run. I always don't really know. I think the Metagross wins the 0 shield against you, which is kind of something that you cannot really do anything about. So yeah, we can go for one Drill Run against this Garchomp there, which we're gonna be able to do some nice damage with our Dragonite, as well as we can go for one Dragon Claw, which would KO him. They let it go, and we see the Excadrill on the back, and this is of course a problem as we try to catch the move, which kinda worked out, kinda didn't work out. He just threw his move there anyway. It's gonna be the Drill Run, and yeah, this game is also not gonna end well for us, as you might imagine us at this point of time. And I should have went for the Hurricane already here, because it was my only play that my opponent just let go. But yeah, good game there. We see the Dragonite against Dragonite. I try to catch the move here definitely onto my Excadrill, and my opponent thought the same thing with their Primarina. The thing with Primarina against Excadrill is actually kind of interesting, because you're gonna see here that it's actually a worse matchup than Togekiss has against Excadrill, which is like so counterintuitive, because you have a flying type against a ground type, and here now you have a water type against a ground type, but actually the flying type is better, just because you have to go for 2 moves, like you have to go for 2 Rock Slides to KO Togekiss. Well, you can just go for 1 move here, and you would be able to, I think, farm down the Primarina, just because your quick move actually does damage against it on the T-shirt scenario or something, or like after them like basically throwing 1 move, you would be able to farm down with the quick moves, have a lot of energy, and it's actually a really decent matchup for the Excadrill, even better than the Togekiss one, which is kind of funny. We see the Gyarados coming in here, of course has a lot of energy. I try to get my move through, and I'm gonna be able to get to my Wild Charge in time, winning us the game there. It's kind of funny to sweep with this thing in the back. There are a lot of Gyarados right now in the meta, a lot of Togekiss in the meta. It's actually not that bad currently against the current meta, which is kind of cool. We see the Excadrill here in the lead. Of course, we have to farm up extra. We will not go directly for the Dragon Claw, even though like you win a straight Dragon Claw in the 2-shield scenario. We at least kind of want to bait my opponent a little bit here, as they gonna let it go anyway, which is fine. We can let it go now as well. We're both at the same health basically, and we can go for 1 Dragon Claw here, but my opponent swaps into the Gyarados. Very nice swap by my opponent. I'm just gonna try to like get some damage on him so I can Rock Blast him down, but I'm not even sure if 1 Rock Blast is enough here, to be honest. So we just gonna go for 1 Rock Blast here and see if my opponent wants to shield this. They do want to shield it, and I can go still for 1 Wild Charge, which would KO my opponent, but they gonna shield this as well, which is interesting. So we're gonna go into our own Excadrill, which should be able to take at least some moves here, I hope. as I should get to my move now, but he actually has more energy than I thought. He can get to an awkward tail, which he's gonna be able to survive, but we're gonna build up to 2 moves because it's my only chance really to do anything here, as they most likely gonna go into the extra duel again. So I'm gonna swap out here immediately, try to go for my Dragon Claw, didn't work out. They throw the dry run, I caught the move which I didn't want to catch, and at this point I'm energy dry. They still have a full HP Pokemon in the back, and there's not a lot that I can do here, even though it would have been a good matchup if I wasn't that low. But yeah, good game to my opponent there. We see next into the last game here, we have the Gyarados against me, which I'm gonna swap into my Golem, and they don't really expect it too much, I guess. I'm just gonna go for the bait here with the Rock Blast. We get the shield from them, and we can get to basically a Wild Charge already against them, as we shield up the Awkward Tail from them. The Wild Charge comes through. Do they shield this? They do shield this, and we're gonna be able to get another move through, which is nice. Rollout comes through, does no damage at all still, and we can go for another Wild Charge against this Dragonite. Wild Charge does more damage than Rock Blast because Rock Blast is so horrible, but we can now align our Extra Duel. And Extra Duel has a very fun time against this opponent, it seems like, as we still have some health left, and they have a Chandelure in the back. I saw so many Chandelures for whatever reason, but at least people spice a little bit. That's kind of cool. And we're gonna be able to sweep this game just with my Extra Duel. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great community day, and see you next video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.